It's just been a magnificent week of playoff football. But I want to talk about the playoff system. And I think that division winners in the NFL, division winners should not automatically make the playoffs. Carolina made playoffs this year with a losing record. They were 8-9. It's the fifth time it's happened in history under this system. And that's 5 times in the last 16 years. So about every 3 years, a team with a losing record in a 32-team competition where only 14 make the playoffs, a team with a losing record makes it. And for Carolina, sure, it's legitimate, right? This is the system. They did what they needed to do to qualify under the system. And they played the Rams and put in a very respectable performance. They did lose in the wildcard round, but they looked good. But here's the kicker for me. There were 2 teams in the NFC with a better record this year. The Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. They were both 9-8. Not a huge difference, but it's still a difference in a 17-game season. There were 2 teams in the AFC that have a better record if you look at points differential, and that's Baltimore and Indianapolis. So 4 teams in the league had a better record than Carolina, yet Carolina are playing playoffs. Not only did the Vikings and Lions have better records, but by definition, they played better teams, because a team like Carolina, who can make playoffs by winning the division with a losing record, clearly are in a weak division. Clearly, they're playing worse teams if 8-9 gets them there. So that's the first point. The second point is that not only does winning your division guarantee you playoffs, it guarantees you a home game to start the playoffs, even with a losing record. So Carolina, who were 8-9, were playing at home against the LA Rams, who were 12-5. They won 4 less games than the LA Rams in the same conference, and they hosted the Rams this week. And tomorrow, the 10-7 Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC will host the 12-5 Houston Texans. How is that not broken? Explain to me how that system makes any sense. I understand, yes, it's good to win your division, to beat your direct opponents, but to be put so much higher than your AFC counterparts makes no sense to me. You may argue that the fact that Carolina almost beat the Rams shows that, hey, they are a valid entry and they did deserve to be there because they were competitive. But to me, if they had gotten a win today, that would have been even more of a reason to change it. A 47%, a team that's won 47% of their regular season games, if they knocked off a team that had won 71%, there would be something really wrong with that. Other sports do it, you might say. Yes, they do. But they have 162 game seasons, and things over that span of time sort of even themselves out, right? I think it comes out in the wash. 17 games is not a big enough sample size to reward teams with a losing record. It doesn't make sense to me. To be frank, and I'll finish on this, and I'm interested to see if people disagree with me, I'm glad the Panthers lost today. I love their story. I love that they are getting better, but I'm glad they lost today because they don't deserve a playoff win. And I hope the Steelers lose to the Texans tomorrow. All right.